welcome back. Talofa, which is Samoan for hello. Aloha, of course, is Hawaiian for welcome. And then Gio will come on board and give you his rendition in Indonesian. Is I'm saying that right, Gio? Indonesian?
Hey man, yeah man.
Yeah,
Selamat,
Salamat,
selamat.
salamat, salamat. That's so cool, man. That's too cool. Salamat. Look at you just sound salamat.
It's like Stevie Wonder, man.
Cool, man. I gotta work on my intro, man. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Roots of Barbering. Gio and I here, man. And as always, want to thank you for the new subscribers. Hopefully, you're enjoying some of our content and on our Instagram under Roots of Barbering as well. And today's topic, something that we touched on our last episode, is social media, and just it's such a big part of life in general, and also a lot of the subcultures in life. From whatever hobbies you may have or whatever industries you may have. I mean, there's big cultures within the Instagram community. So we'll talk about the barbering one and how it can affect you or not affect you. Some of the goods and pluses and minuses that we've seen over the years since we've been using it for ourselves. So
yeah, man. Yeah, where to start, man?
yeah,
Social media can be very helpful, but it can also be very negative. You can have it as a platform for your business, to show what you do, where you're at. But my advice for everything is do your business and your private separately.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, some things you post can be really negative for your following, or for people that don't agree with the stuff that you post or say or anything, and you can put that on your own personal Instagram account. But when it's for your own business, like your barber career, always put separate things, and just do your barber account or your business account for business or barber related, right? I think that's the most safest way to always have the benefit.
I definitely agree. Because it's you should have, you should have two. If your name, say for example, my name is Mark, right? Or Mark Jason, but let's say for the short, my name is Mark. So I would say, okay, well now I have Mark's life, and then I would have that Instagram page, and then I would say Barber Mark, and that would be a different page, right? So maybe Mark's life, I don't want to share the stuff that's private. Maybe I want to keep that just with the people that I know, maybe my family, my closest friends, and share that with them, because I might include posts about my kids or my opinions on politics, whatever. So yeah, maybe I want to have that one separate from that, and I'll put that on private, right? Then I'll have my barber one, Barber Mark, and that would have my haircuts, pictures of the place that I work at, places of me working at the place that I work at, or anything barber related that I might want to show potential new customers, or to show customers that have moved away but they still want to keep in touch, or anything related to what I do with my work. That'll be just that, and it'll be open for everyone to see, right?
Yeah, I think
and if you have a private one too, like I've seen it in the past where, my actual Instagram page, which I'll let Gio throw somewhere on there when he edits our video, but my Instagram page is actually a combination of my personal and my barbering career, right? And I did that by design when I first started, because the intent for my page was to show people my journey, my personal story of how I've changed careers from working in the corporate sector to becoming a barber and having my own business, and doing that while being a single dad, while raising my daughter, and co-parenting, and showing people behind the scenes of what I do with my daughter that is also involved in the barbershop, because I became a barber because I wanted to spend more time with my daughter. So I've been able to intertwine both together, but I've been very mindful too not to post things that would contradict the brand itself, right? I want the brand to have a very clean, wholesome image, and I don't want to post anything on there that would say, "Oh, was that Mark in Vegas with bottle service? Like what is that about, man?" And so that kind of stuff, you want to make sure that you're very, very conscious of like what you're posting and where you're posting it and the audience that's going to
Yeah.
receive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that same thing. I have my Gio the New Kid account, and got a Gio's Chop Shop account. Gio's Chop
Yeah.
Shop account is strictly just
Yeah.
photos from the guys, because
Yeah.
it's a page for the whole shop, right?
Yeah.
And on my own Instagram, I post all sorts of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I do also have a little bit of personal things that I
Yeah.
share on that account, but
Yeah.
not into depth,
Right.
because I
Right.
like to have my life a little bit, well, not private, but
Yeah. Yeah.
if you really want to know my life, come in my
Yeah.
chair, man. I tell you
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tell you stories that cannot
Yeah.
stop, man.
It's a hard line to walk, even for me to post stuff about, like, I might have personal opinions about like what goes on in politics, but I don't really know politics, so I might come off wrong. So I just share from a very basic, hey, this is just my basic, let's all get along kind of, thing. Or I might say, like, I know I lose followers because most of what I do is not, you don't see a lot of haircuts, right? Or any haircuts really. You see a lot of the work of the barbers in the shop. You see a lot of pictures of the shop. You see some pictures of me and my kids or behind the scenes stuff. But I'm sharing stuff from like a very faith-based as well, right? I'm a Christian, so, and growing up Catholic, so I'll talk about God and I'll talk about praying, and that might not be for everybody, right? I don't say it blatantly, but there's subtle hints in there about living good and all those underlying things. So there could be times where I'll lose followers because I'm sharing that kind of content on my page where barbers are like, man, I didn't come to a barber page to hear about all this kind of stuff. So they'll unfollow. And that's okay, right? So a lot of the things that you do and understanding when you get into social media is you have to understand like who your audience is, right? And and being okay with like building an audience that's good for your business. People will come and go and follow and unfollow, and your numbers may change, you know. But it's not really for the glorification of really yourself. More it is something to attract people that can see it, to say like, oh, this guy is kind of cool. He's got some different things going on. He stands out maybe from other barbers or people that are in the trade or in the industry. I'll give him a follow for that. Or I might even try to come check out his shop when I'm in his town. Right.
Yeah, and the
So
thing is, it's just like I have the same thing, because
yeah,
where I started here in Rotterdam, because I
yeah,
lived in Germany as well for 10 years, and I started my career here in Holland, but I
yeah,
moved there. Uh, then the introduction of social media came in. I started already, and I
yeah,
already built up my things, and
yeah,
I came here. I worked for the scumbags,
yeah,
at
yeah, yeah,
Scorum, and
yeah,
then it just boosted up.
yeah,
And like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's mainly also because you use certain hashtags and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
hashtags, it will get you a lot of followers. The thing
yeah,
is that I open my own shop right now, and I don't use the hashtags or the ads or whatever.
yeah,
um Not a lot of people intend to see me no more, or
yeah,
new algorithms and everything.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the thing is, for me personally, I want to put in the stuff that I would like, and not
yeah,
like what people would like to see, right?
yeah,
I also do
yeah,
things because, oh, this is a good haircut. Let me post that. Oh, this is a good text. Let me post that, right?
yeah,
Just because it's my page. I want to
yeah,
be doing those things, right? But I also see, when you're not in that kind of hashtag kind of thing, you lose a
yeah,
lot of people as well.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
if it's just barber related, um,
yeah,
I don't got the time for it every day to
yeah,
make a whole caption and everything. My books are full, man. When I start
yeah,
working, at the
yeah,
moment that I'm there, I don't
yeah,
have the time to put in captions of this long and
yeah,
do that with every post that I make. And I don't want to do all the rules for the reels and the stories.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
do it
yeah,
when I
yeah,
think like, hey man, this is the time right now to make this, or hey,
yeah,
this and that.
yeah,
Because my thing for myself is like, my customers come uh word of mouth, you know. Of course they
yeah,
also come from Instagram, but mainly they
yeah,
come from word of mouth, you know.
yeah,
Because my best advertisement for barbering is the haircut
yeah,
itself, you know. And social media is something that you can help, but
yeah,
the best thing you can do is cut better than everybody else and have the best
yeah.
service, right?
Yeah, I think there's the one of the big fundamentals or the things you have to understand going into it as a new barber setting up an Instagram page or social media page of any kind is that it has to come with authenticity, right? Like it has to feel authentic to you and what you're building out,
Yeah.
right? um, and you can't it's hard, man. It's hard not to feel, we talked about this in the previous episodes about being distracted, and you can get easily distracted. That's, I think, what you were talking about, the negative of social media is that you can get on there and start seeing within this subculture of barbering in social media, there's a lot of barbers and there's a lot of amazing talent. And there's a lot of people with big followings, right? Where you feel that, okay, I got to get to that level somehow, you know. And a lot of us understand that some followings have been earned, right? Some followings have been purchased,
Yep.
right? So the purchase ones, it's barbers purchasing. If you don't understand that already, people have bought followers to sort of show within their profile and their page that they have a bigger following than they really earned, right? That was easy. I don't know if people are still doing that, and I hope they're not. But that's not authentic. That's not authentic to whatever brand they're trying to build or reputation that they're trying to build, right? And so I always believe that as a barber, it comes down to the basics of respect, integrity, and honor, right? The basic rules of being a gentleman, right? Because if you have those, you can share those values with the people that sit in your chair. You have to carry that over to your social media presence as well, right? So the moment you fall into the trap of like, I gotta buy some followers or um, and fall into that, then I think you lose. I mean, they lose. Those folks have lost my respect, and I know some of them personally, and I know I know a lot of them that have, like, credibility wise, like they've lost that with me. And so, staying authentic in what you build, a customer and your clients are educated enough to see what's authentic, and they're also educated enough to see what's fabricated, right? So, will they support someone that has then built their legacy or their brand or the shop on the backs of fakeness, right? Pretend, or will they follow and support something that they've seen it build one brick at a time because they've seen it build it one brick at a time, right? So um, I think that's something that new barbers definitely have to keep in mind. If you stay authentic, whether you have, I mean, honestly, a barbershop that has like 100 followers, but it's 100 followers that believe in the the pure content that you're posting about your story of why you became a barber, pictures of your beautiful barbershop. That means more to a full clientele than it will a million followers and you have zero clientele, and you're just doing it to show off for other people on social media.
Yeah, because the thing is, you have to understand, I'd rather have 23,000 customers than
Yes. Yeah.
23,000
Yeah.
followers. And
Yeah.
that's not in a negative way how I say it,
No.
because the
No.
thing is, Instagram doesn't pay the bills. It's an
Yeah.
advertisement kind of
Yeah.
platform and
Yeah.
to show off.
Yeah.
But you gotta bear in mind, like,
Yeah.
most people just put in highlights, of that
Yeah. Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
moments,
Yeah.
capture highlights of the best moment
Yeah.
of that day. But you don't know
Yeah.
what they did before or after,
No.
in between,
No.
or anything like. But nowadays with whole social media, everything is either fake, uh,
Yeah.
either edited, but
Yeah.
nothing is authentic no more. Because you
Yeah.
have to. If you look on TikTok or anything, everybody just
Yeah.
just is a clown right now. And there's a lot of nice funny fucking things, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be a clown no more, man. I'm
Yeah.
almost 40, you're in your 50,
Yeah.
and and I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't need that. If the
Yeah.
younger
Yeah.
guys that work in my shop want to do that, hey
Yeah.
man, I totally support that. And if they got
Yeah.
totally cool videos, I will repost them as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm in a totally different vibe, right? And
Yeah.
Instagram, especially for the newcomers, like, you see so much amazing things. Oh man, look at this!
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't know, I know a lot. I've been traveling the world
Yeah.
now for a couple of years, and I've seen the people that do this stuff. I know
Yeah.
their secrets. They know my secrets. I know how they do it. How they do it
Yeah.
with their editings or
Yeah.
whatever. I kind of like editing, but not in a way that it's fake, right?
Yeah.
And y- for beginners, everything looks like whoa. But
I
if
know.
if you're
Yeah.
longer in the game, you already know,
Yeah.
like, okay, it's cool for now, but hair also needs
Yeah.
to grow out, So how does it look in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
And I do have respect for everybody, and I love to
Yeah.
see all the nice stuff and all the nice linings and all the figures and whatever. But the thing
Yeah.
is, it's just like that's their section and their
Yeah.
clientele that want it. I attract to a different kind of vibe, right? Because I'm kind of like a neighborhood barbershop, and
Yeah.
I went over to that, and sometimes it's over flooded with a lot of great things on
No,
Instagram,
easily.
and
Easily.
pe-
Easily. Easily.
people don't see the difference no more. But you always have to know, like, if you really want to see how they do it, go to them, and ask them,
Yeah.
right? Because a
Yeah.
picture doesn't tell anything.
Yeah.
It's only when you see it, when you think like, oh man, that's cool, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing like
It's been.
if you post, if tattoo artists post a picture when the work is just
Yeah.
done, everything looks fresh, right? Pop colors and this and that. But when it's healed,
Yeah.
it looks differently, but if it looks
Yeah.
the same, and then healed, and still the colors
Yeah.
pop up, you have a great tattoo, and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that speaks. I've been fortunate. We said, like, Instagram doesn't pay the bills, and I think for some that are able to do it, if they're able to build an audience and then they can attract sponsors and that kind of stuff, it can pay something. I don't know what it pays, but I know there are some out there that do get paid for some of their posts, right? Some of
yeah,
the really big names in the
yeah,
industry. Uh, on a smaller scale, I've been fortunate to my social media. I'm at 16,000 followers. I've been there like almost 2 years now. It hasn't really grown much, but in the beginning it grew because just by posting the same sort of content I post now about my story, my beginnings, and motivational stuff, right? I got written up in a couple of articles. One was like Details Magazine, which I think they're not around anymore, but they were talking about 9 barbers to follow on Instagram or something, and my name popped up in there, and I was like, oh man, that's crazy. I don't even have that many followers now, but I guess they saw that it was different from some of the other barbers what they were doing. And I got written up again from another article. So like gradually, as I kept doing my own thing, staying in my lane, posting about my own stuff, right, trying to stay consistent, it got picked up at couple different places, and through there I got to network and meet a whole bunch of people. Like you like this relationship came about through social
yeah,
media,
man.
right? So a lot of wonderful things can happen as long as you're not expecting to be. I mean, I can't say what you can and can't expect. Like, if you want to be the next famous Vidal Sassoon, by all means, run after it, man, if you can get there. But, if you understand going into what the tools are and how to use it, like Instagram, social media is a free tool. It's a great tool to build up a reputation for yourself if you don't already have one right now. And, if you use it to its advantage, you can become quite successful in whatever endeavor you pursue. If you want to be, popular social media personality, you can. If you want to just draw some attention to your shop and build a reputation for your shop and your barbers, you can. But I think it still comes down to authenticity and integrity and just being true
Who you
to
are.
who you are, right? The moment you start feeling pressure to buy followers and be somebody that you're not, and as I think that's the day when you kind of lost your true purpose and calling in being a barber.
Yeah, man. Yeah, totally true. That's the thing, right? It
Yeah.
you can follow a lot of people over there. There's a lot of good artists on Instagram as well
Good
that I
art,
even
good
follow.
content, good inspiration. Yeah, there's still a lot to be learned from other
Yeah,
folks.
man.
You can tell when the people are doing it right, and then you can also tell when people are doing it for whatever their own reasons may
Yeah,
be.
man. Yeah, but as
Yeah,
long as, especially for the newcomers,
yeah,
don't get wrapped into
yeah,
the whole social media kind of thing, because
yeah.
it can drive you mad, man. Because you
Oh,
think,
peer pressure, man, it's crazy.
yeah, because you think like sometimes, oh, I cannot, I'm not there. I want to be there, and this and that.
Yeah, yeah,
But what a lot of people don't see and don't feel is like you have to build everything up, man. You cannot
yeah,
you cannot start at zero and in a half year you're at 100 or anything. That's impossible, man.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the harder you go up, much harder you go down as well,
yeah,
and I think that
yeah,
that's always, I'd rather go in a little step by step, gradually go up. Really
yeah.
think that's the most honest advice that I can give people. Don't
Yeah.
don't look too much at others. Just stay
Yeah.
and be humble at your own
Yeah.
own things.
If it's going to be a game, if it's going to be a game of followers and a game of numbers, you want that game to be of the amount of people that come to you in your
Yeah,
chair. That's first and foremost.
yeah,
I, we can't stress that enough. If you want to get into a game of numbers and followers, you want to make sure that you're winning in the amount of people that come to your chair, not the amount of people that follow you on
yeah,
social
yeah.
media. You know.
Because the thing is,
Yeah.
it's also like, and that's a negative kind of thing. A lot of people that unfollow you
Yeah.
or have bad comments about you
Yeah.
or whatever kind of thing,
Yeah.
most times it's the people that are in the same business, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the thing is,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
don't. I don't really
Yeah.
care about your opinion, about
Yeah.
my work or how I need to run my shop, right? Or
Yeah.
how I need to post stuff. No,
Yeah.
it's you have your own life, right?
Yeah.
You need
Yeah.
to be comfortable as it is and not
I
how
mean,
anybody else thinks of you.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's the main thing, that I always had in mind. I'm not doing it for others. If I do a tutorial, be glad that I do a
Yeah.
tutorial,
Yeah.
because most of the times, people pay for giving some lessons of mine, and
Yeah.
of me. But I think like it's a good
Yeah.
thing,
There's gonna be
it's a good thing.
there's people going to be out there. I mean, we have our way. I mean, our page and this Roots of Barbering is because we have similar ways of looking at things, and there are some in the cultures. There's quite a few in the subculture that we share the same views as well, right? And then there's the others in the subculture of barbering that will say like whatever Gio and Mark are talking about is BS, and they're going too deep into it. It's not that serious. There's that school of thought as well, right?
Course.
So you can have you can have those two schools of thought or three, and whoever you follow on social media, you have to understand that if what they're giving you and what they're telling you, is it legit? Is it validated by the work that they've done already, right?
Exactly.
You and I can speak on these terms because we've proven that what we do works for us and for our brand of barbering, right? And our style of barbering.
Yeah.
So, once you identify what type of, if these are all the episodes previously, you identified you want to be a barber. You identified what kind of barber you want to be. You've identified what kind of barbershop you want to work at, right? And then it's identifying, okay, like once I start marketing myself, like who do I authentically want to project to the masses, so that the numbers game of followers and people that come to my chair will actually come in and see that I am who I am. Like I've had people come to the barbershop over years that have followed us on social media. So it's important that when they come into the shop to meet me, that I'm exactly who they see on social media, right?
Exactly.
I can't be Mark that says, hey, spread love and spread aloha. And then when they come in, like, oh, man, I ain't got time for you, get out. Like, I can't be the opposite of what I'm giving.
Oh
So,
man.
so again, authenticity is so important. It's paramount to what I believe in, projecting what you are out there into the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, like you said, be honest, and it doesn't matter which kind of route you wanna go,
Yeah.
as long as
Yeah.
you know that it comes from the bottom of your heart. Either you go for
Yeah.
following or for customers. It doesn't matter. And the thing is, we're not doing it here to get rich or anything, and we do it for the right purpose. We want to help people from our standpoint of view, and I think we genuinely like to help people and grow them as a human being and as a tradesman or craftsman. And we want to thank you guys, for subscribing, following us, and tuning in every time.
What's your summary? What's the summary? What's the summary? We've got to give them a
Oh
summary.
yeah.
Yeah. What's the summary? You got a summary? Summary. I got a summary for them.
Yeah.
If here's a summary. If you want to buy followers, send me all your money. Okay, send me your money, and I'll like all your photos. I'll repost all your photos. Okay, I'll be your number one hype person right here. I'm your guy. No, I think, in seriousness, Instagram is a tool. Social media is a tool. It's our version. It's our modern day version of the yellow pages. Again, if you don't know what the yellow pages are, look it up on Google. If you're too young and you never use the yellow pages, but it's a form of advertising that you can use to put your name out there without having to spend any money. So use the tool for what it is. Understand what it is.